What if you could predict 3 months from now exactly how likely you are to get booked on any given day, and then use that information to price smarter than everyone else? This isn't hypothetical. I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to manage pricing on hundreds of properties on our 24-hour pricing and guest management platform. And I'll show you why it works when pricing software alone doesn't cut it. There's one chart that most hosts have access to, but almost nobody reads correctly. I'll show you exactly how to use it in section 2. Section 1, the herding problem. Let's start with why most pricing strategies fail, and it's not what you think. 5 years ago, maybe 20% of hosts used pricing software. Today, it's closer to 70%, and here's what that actually means for you. When 70% of hosts in your market are using the same tools, watching the same signals, and moving their prices in the same direction at the same time, nobody has an advantage. Imagine 100 boats in the ocean all following the same current. They all move together. Nobody gets ahead. That's what PriceLab's wheelhouse, Beyond Pricing, and every other pricing tool has become. They're infrastructure now, not advantage. They're table stakes. So the question isn't which software should I use, the question is how do I create an advantage on top of the software everyone else is already using? That's what this framework is about. 3 layers that stack on top of each other. Let me show you each one. Section 2, Layer 1, Rule Sets. This is where you start differentiating. Rule sets let you override your global settings for specific situations. Your listing might have a default 10% weekly discount, but with a rule set, you can turn that off for Saturdays, or increase it for weekdays, or stack it with last-minute discounts for specific dates. Let me show you the 3 I use across hundreds of properties that we manage. Rule set 1. First, no discounts Saturday. Your Saturday is the most valuable night of the week. This one rule alone probably accounts for 3 to 4% of my margin. Don't give it away with blanket discounts. Second, weekday boost. Extra length of stay discounts for Tuesday through to Thursday to encourage midweek bookings. This is where occupancy often lags, so you incentivize longer stays during the slow window. Third, drive down. This combines length of stay discounts with progressive last-minute discounts. I apply this to gaps that aren't filling. The closer the date, the steeper the discount, but only for stays long enough to be worth it. The key insight here, rule sets let you create situation-specific pricing without touching your base rates. Your base stays clean, your rules handle the exceptions. That's layer 1. Layer 2, the occupancy chart. This is the chart I promised you at the beginning. In PriceLabs, and by the way, this is free, you don't even need a paid account, you can go to neighborhood data and scroll down to the occupancy chart. You'll see wavy lines showing occupancy over time. Most hosts glance at this and move on, but there's prediction power hidden here that almost nobody uses. The chart shows you 4 numbers for any future date. 1, last year's final occupancy and how booked up the market was by that date last year. 2, last year today. How booked the market was at the same lead time last year. 3, this year today. How booked the market is right now. 4, booking velocity. Is booking pace accelerating or decelerating compared to last year? Here's how to use it. Let's say for a date 3 months out to start with. Last year final was 80% occupancy. Last year at the same lead time was 30%. This year right now is 25%. So you have 25 divided by 30, and that's about 83% of last year's pace. Apply that to last year's final, 80% times 0.83 equals roughly 66% expected occupancy for that date. Now check booking velocity. If that's accelerating, you might exceed 66%. If that's decelerating, you might fall short. This isn't perfect, it's a forecast, but it's better than guessing, and it's better than just trusting your software to figure it out. This is how I price ahead of the market instead of reacting to it. That's layer 2. Layer 3, manual intervention. This is where judgment beats automation. Your software sees data, it doesn't see context. It doesn't know there's a concert next month. It doesn't know a major employer in your market just announced layoffs. It doesn't know that a new competitor just launched 3 blocks away. So once a week, and I do this every Monday morning, takes about 20 minutes, I review 3 things. 1, my competitor wish list. I have about 15 properties saved that I watch. Who's booked, who's not? What are they charging? If they're dropping prices, I need to know why. 2, the occupancy forecast for the next 90 days. Using the chart that I just showed you, are there any big drops or spikes coming? 3, calendar gaps. any orphan days forming, any gaps the software isn't addressing quickly enough. And then I make manual adjustments. Sometimes that's applying a drive down rule set to a stubborn gap. Sometimes it's a one-time price cut to book a gap before my competitors notice the weakness. This is the layer most hosts skip. They set up their software and walk away, and that's exactly why they get average results. The software makes you average. Your judgment is what makes you profitable. So let's bring it together. Layer 1, rule sets. Situation-specific pricing without touching your base rates. Layer 2, the occupancy chart. Forecast demand and adjust before your competitors do. Layer 3, manual intervention. Apply judgment where software can't. Together, these 3 layers put you ahead of the 70% who are just running software and hoping for the best. That's how we run elite pricing and revenue management across hundreds of properties 24/7, while most hosts struggle to break even. Pricing isn't math, it's strategy, and strategy beats automation every time. If you want to see how I apply this, as well as 6 other proprietary frameworks for scaling your Airbnb business, then watch the next video. I'll see you there.